Hello, this is Grandmaster Ron Stone, and I want to thank you for listening to another podcast on behalf of the USA Hapkido Union. I've been a martial artist since 1970. You can do the math. I was 18 when I started. So it's a lot of decades on the mat, a lot of decades of learning things. And I will be the first to tell you that when I started martial arts, my impression, like probably everybody out there, was that a martial artist should eventually be and look like a 32-year-old Bruce Lee. I didn't know about, when I was 18, about things like aging, growing old, losing your hair, arthritis, things like that. I just thought, well, I'm into martial arts, so I'm going to be able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. The truth of the matter is that's not the way it works. And there is something I can talk to you about called the journey of the martial artist. There are different levels. They express them differently in different martial arts: Taekwondo, Hapkido, Judo. And as an example, in Judo, they don't expect people that are now later on in life to be competitors. They're not considered. They're teachers now. They're instructors, and they have different levels. And it's all expressed in different languages. But eventually, it boils down to the journey of the martial artist consists of really broken down into about 5 levels. The first level would be the protected. This obviously students, people that are uninformed, untrained, uninitiated, and the protected class are those that either have no skills or are just beginning to learn them. The next class would be the class of the guardian. And guardians are those who have been studying long enough that they are relatively capable of protecting themselves and maybe their immediate family. And they're ones that help train and teach the protected class. And the guardians are basically have fundamental but still advanced skills. They are in turn taught and protected by another level, next highest level, which is the warrior class of martial artists. In a warrior class, I think this is what everybody assumes you stay at or you learn to be. And these are the people that, they all look like 20 or 30-year-old Bruce Lees. But the warrior class are those who have advanced in their studies past the guardian level. And these are now people that train and protect larger numbers. Maybe they're high up in a tribal martial arts group, or they're teaching numbers in the military. And these are people that are now organizing and developing competitions or seminars. And so the warrior class are the ones that are the last of the truly high physical fitness level, but they also have an advancement on the guardian level because they now have the knowledge of enough skills to protect and teach the guardians. So it's protected, guardian, warrior, and then the last class is the level of the scholar. And these are martial artists who've been there, done it all. They've been guardians, they've been warriors, and now they're older, but they're wiser. And a lot of people don't know this, but if you want to get to Grandmaster level, after a certain level, you don't go doing forms and doing jumpy kicky things on the mat to get an 8th, a 7th, 8th, or 9th dan. That's given based on your history of already having done that, and also in addition to your physical achievements, your athleticism, your contributions to the art. How many articles you've written, how many seminars you've given, how much have you modified or donated to your style or even made modifications. So the last and most respected, or at least the level that deserves the most respect, are the scholars. And I mentioned the lady judo black belt and Grandmaster was one of, I think she was the first of Jigaro Kano's female students, but by the time she was in her 90s, she was one of the first ninth Dan judogas, and she was teaching judo and revered as a ninth degree black belt, and eventually I think she was given a 10th Dan. But she was on the mat in her, hundreds, 101, 102, but she did it in a wheelchair, simply giving instructions to the guardians and the warriors. She was not competing, obviously, at 100 years of age, but she was the most respected in that organization for her years and accomplishments. So those are the journey of the path of the martial artists: protected, guardians, warriors, and scholars. Again, I want to thank you all for listening to my ramblings. I want to encourage you to look up and join the United States USA Hapkido Union, and to look into the Korean Martial Art Instructors Association. And I hope to speak with you soon and for another podcast. Thank you.